Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What a show we have for you. Talk about what's going on in the action. The AEW coming up here. Talk about this. Former champion John Moxley is in action. He goes one-on-one against Speedball Mike Bailey coming up tonight here. We'll see that coming up as well. Into historic partnership between WWE and ESPN. WWE is going to be being on ESPN's platform with their PLEs streaming next year, starting at WrestleMania. What does this mean for the WWE consumers in the WWE universe? We get this more. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now, on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kid Dix here. Glad you're joining us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button here on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. You see right here, new bid, a new logo. We'll get to what's going on with ESPN and WWE. Meanwhile, momentarily on Wrestling Hot Topic. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started with this. Former champion John Moxley taking on Speedball Mike Bailey one-on-one. And Mike Bailey hitting that, you know what? Mike Bailey. We'll get that coming up, but Speedball Mike against John Moxley in a match that many people are talking about and many people are buzzing about what's going on with that. So let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's go and get it started right here with Mike Bailey. And you know who. We can show it right quick. Speedball Mike Bailey was in action tonight. And Speedball Mike Bailey tried to get some assistance. Tried to get the assistance from Darby Allin. Darby Allin kidnapping Willa Yuta. And Darby Allin did so. But Mox did get the win over Speedball Mike Bailey, pinning Speedball Mike Bailey. But Mox was trying to look and see for who. Call it right here. You see right here, Machine Schaefer and Mox was trying to see what Speedball Mike Bailey was up to. Speedball was seeing what Darby was up to, and Darby tried to do the same right here tonight. You see Darby driving away in some car, but Darby issued a challenge right here. Darby issued a challenge right here on Willa Yuta's forehead. This was the challenge right here that Darby Allin sent Forbidden Door. So Darby Allin wants a match against John Moxley at Forbidden Door. We'll see if John Moxley's going to accept the match. Likely he's going to accept it because he's crazy, just like Darby Allin's crazy. But they'll be going against each other and stuff like that. We'll see that match coming up as well. You can tell right there what's going on right there and stuff. So we'll see. Also, too, Mercedes Moné returned back to AEW since losing her bid to become AEW Women's Champion. Mercedes came back. Mercedes is looking forward to seeing who's next in line to face her. Mercedes didn't want to shed light on what went down, but Mercedes now finds herself a new challenger. Mercedes, we kind of know that what's her name was going to do what's her name, Tony Storm. support his girl. He's going to be in the TBS Championship match representing AEW. We'll see that match coming up down the road. But Mercedes also got a confrontation with a fellow rival in what's her name? Um I won't say Ember Moon, but Adina Mercedes looking at each other. I didn't know. I thought they was the same height, but Mercedes is a little bit taller than Adina. But, Mercedes looking forward for the challenge. Well, we told you that the Proto Star, every time Don Callis do something with somebody, Don Callis coming out here with weird photos, and he did so tonight, being more weird than ever before. He had one with Kesha a couple of years ago, where it was weird, about a year ago or two, and now he got one with the Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher with the TNT Championship. Almost seeing, I guess everybody likes to do those Shawn Michaels poses with the belt hanging around your waist and stuff like that. I don't get that, but I understand. But Don Callis in between um with Kyle Fletcher's physique. I don't know, Kyle, and then Don Callis trying to show like he has a physique. Lord have mercy. Don Callis is a sick individual, sick twisted manager, but a sick twisted individual, a sick twisted manager as well. Showing that, and they embrace each other. Don Callis helped guide and helped leading Kyle Fletcher to the TNT Championship. Let's see what this is going to do coming forward. Well, the Radar superstar Edge, Edge came out there to announce that he's going to be in action next week. He want to get his hands on FTR. Well, he can't. Well, Edge said he's going to go the distance, and Edge will go against um FTR's manager Stokey. So next week, Stokey, Big Stoke, will go against Edge next week in Cincinnati. So look forward to seeing Edge versus Stokey next week. Well, the Young Bucks continue on trying to adjust to new life as not being EVPs. The Bucks came out there and tried to have their music play. The music wasn't gonna play for them tonight. So the Bucks had to shuffle around and did so tonight. All the Young Bucks doing what they doing, trying to do as all they can, but it just wasn't enough. Well, the Bucks came out there and Jeremy, just from their TNA days and stuff. They was calling themselves Generation Me stuff. But the Bucks came out there and lost their opportunity against this team right here. Broly and Bandino, they're going to be moving forward for the tag team championships. They'll probably get a shot at the tag team titles down the road. So we'll see if that's going to be the case for Broly and Bandino defeating the Young Bucks, who are on a fall from grace. Speaking of that, Swerve Strickland issued a challenge to Okada that he wants a shot at Okada. He'll get that shot at Forbidden Door for Okada's Unified Championship. So Swerve looking forward to seeing the challenge, and Swerve wants that challenge one way or another. There we go, Swerve. Well, speaking of that, MVP, coming around, telling MJF to go ahead and do what you gotta do. You're no longer in the group, but you go for that world title. You got to go for it, and I think MVP putting praises to MJF to go for the world title. I think MJF is going to be taking heed to that. MJF will be doing that coming forward. And I think that's what's going to go down eventually and stuff like that. But we saw MJF being confronted by MVP. Hey, do what you got to do. And I think, like we said, we got a lot going on. Even to the point that MJF's opponent, Mark Briscoe, got encouraged by Hangman Page, told him they've been together, they've been to the roads and stuff. And he wish him good luck on his match tonight. Well, throughout MJF did go against what's his name? Got his name Mark Briscoe. He did lose his title. You can show it right here. MJF hit the heat seeker on Mark Briscoe to get the 1, 2, 3. MJF cheated. Referee didn't see what he couldn't see. Mark Briscoe's foot was on the rope right here. You saw right here. Um, that's what we kind of can't mention and stuff like that. MJF got his hands raised in victory. So just wasn't enough today. Well, as you saw right there, a brawl had ensued. MJF tried to escape from Hangman Page. Hangman Page, MJF fighting through the fans. Hangman Page won a piece of MJF one way or another. Maybe if the world title's on the line, we'll see if that's going to be the case. But MJF left. He left with you can tell right here, Hangman Page going to get his hands on MJF so bad that he can literally taste it. He can literally want to beat him up and beat him up to indeed to get what he wants. But only time will tell on that. Well, that's going to do it here for the AEW ring report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We can show the ring report right quick here for the AEW ring report. It's nice. AEW ring report right here. Real nice. All right. We move over here on the Pro Wrestling Show to Wrestling Hot Topics on Wrestling Hot Topics here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Get you the Pro Wrestling Show logo. There you go. The Pro Wrestling Show. We talk about this a historic deal between two media sports entertainment powerhouses coming together. As we see right here, ESPN and WWE have agreed to term that ESPN will show WWE PLEs. And a lot of people are uproaring about it because they think the PLEs are going to be $30, which is crazy if that's the case, but we don't know for sure. We don't know the details right now. The only details we know right now is that WWE is laying a deal, so WWE will be leaving Peacock for the PLEs to go ahead to ESPN. And you can blame this man right here, Nick Khan, the WWE president, for negotiating the deal and putting the deal together. And Nick Khan's looking at it like that. And a lot of people are saying that it could be like corporate greed. Nick Khan trying to expand WWE's pockets where some fans may not have that much to watch the WWE product. Nick Khan's not thinking about that. Nick Khan's thinking about how to increase the WWE revenue, which he's supposed to. But we're hearing right here, starting in 2026, the ESPN direct to consumer platform will be the home of every WWE event, including WrestleMania. So we're getting details bit by bit and piece by piece. Somebody even wrote this right here. If we can show that right here, right quick. If you have ESPN to your cable provider, Comcast, DirecTV, Hulu Plus, Live TV, YouTube TV, you'll get all the WWE pay-per-views for free at no extra charge and not paying the extra $30. Why WWE is not leading with this? I have no idea. Well, they need to be explaining that because a lot of people thinking that you're going to be on the app and then you got to pay additional $30 to watch the WWE. Like it's really crazy to see that and believe that, but that's WWE right there with businesses and stuff like that, corporate greed, as well as you could say. So, and then some user did this saying if you have that saying more releases are coming out per ESPN, who supply pay per view at no additional cost. But if you have anything else, you have to pay $30 for the streaming service. Right? That is crazy. Well, we'll see how this all going to play out between WWE and ESPN because this is a really It's not coordinated together. That's why you saw a lot of the WWE stars on ESPN today, all over the ESPN shows, like Sports Center, like Get Up. I'm surprised none of them didn't appear on the Pat McAfee show. You know that's likely going to come. Triple H appeared on Get Up today and Sports Center to talk about this deal. And like he said, this deal is going to be that way. Um, we'll see how this is going to affect going forward. WWE and ESPN. I think WWE always wanted to be on ESPN, the global leader in sports, and now they're going to be part of the global leader in sports. This ESPN deal. We'll see what's next for WWE. Uh, So we'll see. Also, too, right here, Cody Rhodes being the WWE Championship has been reversed. Is no longer the undisputed championship. It's now the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes holding. It should have been a WWE Championship in the beginning, but hey, they just all this name change and stuff like that. So, kudos to Cody. Well, Paul Heyman appeared on the Ariel Hawani show and gave a direct message to the WWE fans who's doing outcry about Paul Brock Lesnar returning. Heyman saying, "Get over it. Brock Lesnar is here, and you ain't gonna cancel him." I think that's kind of like the urgings right there of what you're trying to say. I think Paul Heyman doesn't know what he knows what to say. Paul Heyman don't care. He really don't care. He goes by his own beat, his own accord, and everybody knows Paul Heyman like I do. Heyman gonna go where he want to go. Watch those early ECW promos. I watched that ECW promo when Heyman said something about at the time the TNT network, which is now the Paramount network, that they was going to cancel ECW in favor for WWE. And Paul Heyman went off on a tangent and saying, and I guess at the time the TNT saying he had a temper tantrum. That is crazy, but it's true. But hey, it is what it is. Paul Heyman saying with Brock Lesnar returning. Well, I guess we're gonna keep on seeing what's going on. We're gonna leave you with this WWE ESPN deal, and let's see how this is all gonna play out because now WWE ESPN together as one tandem for premium live events. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We'll see you Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.